Well, it is Wednesday. Additional review? Additional thoughts? We'll call it a review. Late to the party since it came out in December, but it's new enough. We'll call it a review. I need to practice album reviews anyway, because they are different from Additional Thoughts. Additional Thoughts is my experience with an album that people have had in their lives for years and just sharing what I went through. But a review is more of, what did I think of it? Should people listen to it? So on. Sounds like the same thing, but they're kind of different. Anyway, SZA, SOS. Really interesting span of opinions on this album. I am in the category of the non-controversial, in my opinion, category of I feel like the album's a little too long. It's a little too bloated. However, I also really like it. And one of the reasons why I like it as much as I do is because I finally took the time over the weekend and I'd listened to the full album a couple of times, kind of getting into it a little bit more. I was starting to enjoy it, and I was starting to settle into the songs that I like and the songs that I'm not too into. And I was like, you know what? I talk about this every now and then. I'm going to make my own custom playlist of the album, trim out the fat a little bit, in my opinion. Now, if you want to see the playlist, it's in the description. You can click on the link and check it out. It's 15 tracks. I think it's 15 tracks, something like that. 48 minutes, 47 minutes, something like that. To me, a little bit leaner, a little bit more concise, captures the hits, captures the feel still, but it kind of gets rid of that, I noticed when I was listening to the album over the weekend, about 45, 50, 60 minutes, I'm kind of done, So it helped alleviate that. And because of that, because I was able to make that playlist and I was able to listen to it more, I really did settle into quite a bit of the songs, which is why I'm in the camp of this album's pretty good, in my opinion. Pretty good. I don't agree with the people who are saying it's boring, even though I even said that during the reaction. I've seen some comments, it's mid as fuck. And it's more SZA. And I think really, if you're a SZA fan, you're going to be into it, because if you loved Control, or even if you just enjoyed Control, you'll enjoy this album. I have seen people say Control is better. I agree, but I think Control is better because it's a little bit leaner, a little bit more concise. And so my experience with my little modified playlist of the album put me back into that feel of it being similar to Control. I even went back and listened to Control. It's pretty similar. It's enough so that it made me wonder, are some of these songs like leftover tracks that didn't make the cut for Control? Because it feels very similar. And then I've seen criticism too of the album about how it's SZA. She's doing the same thing she did before. She hasn't grown at all. Blah blah blah. And I think that's true, but also that's the point. And so I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Like on one hand, sure, it would have been neat to see a little bit more growth, evolution, what have you. But apparently she broke up with a fiance during this period, which is tough. The album is called SOS, which is a distress signal. I'm lost. The cover is her extended way out over this mass sea, the abyss. And so, the album itself, as far as I can understand, that's the point. I'm lost in these emotions. I'm in distress. And so I can't criticize the album for doing what it says it's going to do. Now, if you're not into that, fair enough. That's how it goes. But overall, I think the album does a good job of being what it is. I think SZA does a good job of being who she is. So yeah, I'm into it. It's not my favorite album, but I'm certainly not in the group of people who are putting it down, basically. The only criticism I do have, though, is I feel like as I go through these songs, even on my modified playlist, the ones that I enjoy, I kind of get the feeling that SZA, for the most part, is operating at like 80% of her capability, in terms of singing, in terms of rapping, just in general. Now, that's not always the case, but just in general. And it's not like she's supposed to be belting it out like Whitney Houston or something like that. But every now and then you get these little hints of her just kind of cracking open and really letting her voice do what it can do, because she's a beautiful singer. She's got a great voice. But for the most part, and I think this is why during the reaction I kind of got a little bored, was starting to lose a little bit of interest. It just felt like she's just kind of doing her thing and never really like going all out. And I wish she would go a little bit more all out. So those are my 2 points of criticism for the album. A little long, and it feels like SZA, for the most part, is just kind of operating at an 80% threshold rather than ramping up and then coming back down and ramping up. Top 3 tracks: Ghost in the Machine, Nobody Gets Me, and Open Arms. Ghost in the Machine, I just love everything about it. Oh my God. I love that Phoebe Bridgers is in it. I love that kind of plucky guitar sound that's going on. It's just a cool jam. Really cool jam. Nobody Gets Me, I think that's the one I enjoy the most just because she is letting her voice go a little bit more. And then 2, the other day I was listening to it when I was on my way to work, and I was like, this song is fucking sad. It kind of just clicked all of a sudden. And so all of these elements that were, I mean, they're all very obvious. It's not like they're hidden, but you know, the SOS and the cover and the breaking up with the fiance and being lost in these emotions, and then just hearing her really let it out. Nobody gets me. You know, how can I live my life without you? And all. It's really, really kind of sad. The idea of losing a relationship with someone who you as a person, you finally feel like somebody gets who you are. Because I can't imagine what it's like being an artist who's famous, who's touring, who has all this like busyness and activity and attention, and trying to find a relationship that is meaningful with somebody who cares about you for who you are and understands who you are. So like losing that has got to be really tough. Really tough. And I think Nobody Gets Me nails that feeling. And I love the way she's singing on that one. And then Open Arms, man. Oh, I've got my note here too. I also love how it opens up with, it sounds like a slight nod to Fade Into You by Mazzy Star. And my wife just tried to not sneeze, and in doing so, it just made it sound like she farted instead.
I thought that was the cat.
No, it wasn't the cat. It's
There's
real.
something wrong with you.
It's real professional around here in the Pop home when it's recording for review time.
Yes, it is.
But Open Arms, I love. You know, Travis Scott, he's got a great presence in that track, just like he does in Control, although I'm forgetting the name of the track. Love Galore? Is that even a song? I don't know. But I love the oohs that are floating around in that song. I love it. So, yeah, Ghost in the Machine, Nobody Gets Me, Open Arms. Kill Bill cracks me up quite a bit. I've seen a couple people say they're getting sick of it because I guess they're really pushing that song right now. And, you know, I don't know if that's true or not. In my life, I'm not exposed to other music in other places. I listen to what I want to listen to, and all of the music is by my own choosing. So I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. But I can imagine, you know, if you're listening to the radio and you're just hearing that song all the time, it would get old. But I really do love Kill Bill. I love this whole, I'm going to kill my ex. I'm going to kill his girlfriend. I did it while sober. I'm so mature. It's very just sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek. It's a fun song to me. And then I had a great little experience with the track F to F because I was at work and I'm doing work. I'm setting some stuff up. I'm doing this. And I've got the chorus going in my head. I fuck him because I hate you, or I fuck him because I miss you. And I just started laughing, thinking about, you know, who the target audience is for that song. And yet here I am humming it in my own head while I'm at work. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And that song grew on me a lot too. I remember saying during the reaction how I was glad the production changed, but the riff kind of felt like like a kid rock and roll song. And overall, I still kind of feel that way, but that song just grew on me for some reason, quite a bit. So there you go. I mean, overall, SOS, I can see why opinions are so split, because this is one of those albums where it does what it does. And if you're not into what it does, you're just not going to fucking find anything to enjoy, really. But if you love it, the whole thing's a win, you know? So sometimes albums like that, I've got another note too, right? Because from what I understand, it was about 5 years since Control to this release. And, you know, I'm sure SZA just heard it over and over again. Oh, we love your music. We need more music. You know, drop an album, blah, blah, blah. And then she does, and it's 23 tracks, and it's over an hour. And people go, well, that's too much. Right? I hope SZA was cussing out every single critic who was criticizing the album for being too long after she was told for years, we're desperate for your music, we need more music, when's more music coming? It's one of the things of please, please, please. Oh, not like that, right? I found that entertaining when that thought crossed my mind. There you go. SOS by SZA. I think it's good. I think it's solid. I think if you're a SZA fan, you're going to enjoy this. And check out the playlist. I will challenge the hardcore SOS fans too. For those who think I'm crazy for cutting certain songs, go through my playlist and just see if you can figure out all of the songs that have been cut. Because if you can't, and there's a couple that you forgot, that means those are forgettable tracks. That's what that means. Anyway, there you go. Tomorrow's a Buwog, week 1 of March. Got some good tracks lined up. And Friday, what is Friday? Oh yeah, De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. I guess it's coming to streaming for the first time ever on Friday, so that will be fun. And we will see you guys then. Take care.